Hey there, Agile Adventurer. Just a quick question. What if, for the price of a fancy coffee or half a pizza, you could unlock over 700 hours of the best Agile content on the planet? That's audio, video, e-courses, books, presentations, all that you can think of. But you can also join live calls with world-class practitioners and hang out in a flame war-free and AI slop-clean Slack with the sharpest minds in the game. Oh, and yes, you get direct access to me, Vasco, your Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. No, this is not a drill. It's the Scrum Master Toolbox membership. And it's your unfair advantage in the Agile world. So if you want to know more, go check out scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. That's scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. And check out all the goodies we have for you. Do it now. But if you're not doing it now, let's listen to the podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Team Tuesday this week with Lilia Pulova. Hey, Lilia, welcome back.
Hello again.
So Tuesday is, of course, Team Tuesday, but we also talk about books, because books are very often a source of inspiration and knowledge. So share with us, what was the book that most inspired you in your career as a Scrum Master?
I think it might be a very weird choice for everyone, but for me, it was the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. In my opinion, it's a great book, and not to exercise your power, but to learn on the human behavior, human psychology, how people react in different situations, what outcomes action can give you. I would really recommend, because there have a lot of real life historical and contemporary examples on some action or some event and how the human behavior made in different outcomes. So if you do step right, you get one result. If you do step left, you get a completely different result. Because that's pretty much what we do as Scrum Masters. We deal with humans on a daily basis. And from our actions, the outcome depend a lot.
Absolutely. A lot of things depend on our actions. Can you remember one of those laws of power that Robert Greene talks about in the book that you could highlight for us as Scrum Masters?
That's a very good question. Okay. So maybe one of the important for a Scrum Master, I would say, always say less than necessary. That means give the team a chance to get responsibility, to be accountable for a decision they're making, for the project they're handling. So give them an idea, give them a direction, and they will find a way how to get there.
Absolutely. That's a great point, that the space that we leave, the team can take. But if we leave no space, then, of course, the team cannot take any space, in this case, to make a decision and to own their own decision. Very good. Great example. And, of course, the link to the 48 Laws of Power will be in the show notes for everybody to go and check out the book. But, of course, we want to help teams with these ideas, these insights we get from the books. But sometimes teams create their own problems. And that's one of the stories we want to explore this week, and specifically today, the Team Tuesday story, Lilia. So share with us the story of a team. Tell us a little bit about the context, and then highlight for us those behaviors or patterns that over time emerged and created a problem for that team.
I had an example in my career when the team was, I'd say, a little bit destructive, because whatever projects we were working, we were never on time, we were always late, something was off. At that time, I was still a junior Scrum Master, so I couldn't see the problem right away. Right now, I would say from after years of experience, I can identify it easier and faster. But at that time, I didn't really realize that the problem was a manager.
Tell us a little bit more. Tell us about the details. How did the interactions work? What kind of presence did that manager have with the team?
So the manager was, let's say, a bit more concerned about his own career than about the team well-being and
How did that show
deliveries.
up in practice?
In practice, because we had a cross-functional team. We had devs, we had PO, we had designers, and he was focused on one part of the team that could give him more self-shyness in front of their upper management and higher management directors. He was more focused on the, let's say, designers. He would give whatever the tools they need, whatever the trainings they need. And when we were asking for something, oh, let's do some overtime because we are late again, or like contractors don't listen to us, they don't take us seriously. Oh, why you have to tell them to come to the meetings. Like, yeah, that's what I do. But if they don't listen, you are their manager. You have to tell them because I'm not in the position. And it was difficult because we were not united as a team. Everyone working his own part, and it didn't work well because the team, we worked together for the same target. And there, like, everyone had his own task. We were working, and then we were trying to put these pieces together, and they not exactly worked. We could find that the pieces are from different parts, from different projects, and we could not put them together. The team ended up being completely distracted, and then there was our infamous and unfortunate situation of COVID happened, and the team was just let go altogether because
so what you're saying is, like, there was a bunch of problems that were kind of, I guess, triggered by certain behaviors from the manager, like giving more attention to one part of the team, not really wanting to know or solve or help solve the bigger problems the team was facing, that the team and yourself were kind of bringing up. And then because the team was constantly in this loop of, we're always late and we're not delivering what is being asked because, there's missing information. We are not having the contractors in the meeting, so we can't talk about or ask about what's missing. Then at the end of the day, when push came to shove, or when there was a critical moment, it was very easy to decide to let go of the team, right?
Absolutely, yeah, because the team wasn't bringing much value to organization.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, did the manager also, was the manager also let go at the same time?
No, he left for another organization.
Just in time?
He just created the mess and then he left.
Wow. When you were having these conversations with the team members, like you were trying to raise up the topics to the manager, but nothing was being addressed or even considered essential or interesting, how did the team react? Like, what kind of conversations did you have in your one-on-ones, for example?
Team reacted pretty, like, when I had my one-on-one, we did, of course, raise a lot of questions. The team was taking out the frustration and everything. We were able to, like, understand each other and find some short-term solutions for that. But we needed support from the management. And when I would raise it to the management, the answer was like, oh, but I want you to lead the team. It's like, yeah, but I'm not a team lead. I'm a servant leader. I can help to give the direction, but I cannot lead this team because I don't have a position to do that. It's a different role. Although, yes, Scrum Master, I think it is kind of a leadership role, but in a different way.
So you're also saying that you did not have the hierarchical position, but also you didn't feel support to go and help solve these problems, because the manager was basically saying it's your problem, not mine, right?
Yeah, kind of trying to shift responsibility to find a person who would be paying for all this mess, let's say.
Yeah, well, one of the things that is not really easy for us to navigate as Scrum Masters is that at the end of the day, in some cases, we do need to step up and act as if we were the manager. And that may cause lots of conflicts because, of course, the team leads would definitely not be happy to see us Scrum Masters take that kind of position. So one of the things that I've been thinking about, and I was just coaching a client recently that had a similar conflict with the manager of the team. One of the things that I've been thinking about is that over time, we need to recognize as Scrum Masters that perhaps the next logical step is to take a leadership position, because, as you just said, when we are Scrum Masters that have no hierarchical responsibility or power, we very often are at the mercy of whatever the manager of the team decides to do, no matter what we say, right?
Exactly. And also it really depends on what, let's say, part or grade of your career you are, because at that particular situation, I was a junior Scrum Master. I still needed support just for myself as well, not just for the team. Now, after certain years of experience, I know how to deal with this situation. It takes time and experience to get. So when I had a slightly particular situation a year ago, I just stood up in front of the team and I told them, okay, guys, that's how we're going to do it, because nobody wanted to take responsibility in either team lead or technical lead or manager. They were just all sitting in the corner waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is one example of taking that leadership position, right? Because sometimes nobody else picks up the task, and we need to be the ones also doing that to model the behavior, right? To show the team that it's not okay to let it go because nobody's listening to us.
Yep.
And one of the things that I wanted to highlight is that this shows how important it is to look at our Scrum Master career, not just as Scrum Master, of course that it is as well, but also as a preparation to take on other types of roles, like, of course, product owner, which is a very common transition that we've heard about on the podcast, but also team lead or even engineering manager or even department head.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that story, Lilia.
My pleasure.
All right, I hope you liked this episode. But before you hit next episode, here's the deal. This podcast is powered by people like you, the members who wanted more than just inspiration. They wanted real tools and real connection to people who are practicing Agile every day. We're talking access to over 700 hours of Agile Gold, CTO-level strategy talks, summit keynotes, live workshops, e-courses, deep dive interviews, books, and if you're into no estimates, we got the pioneers of no estimates in those deep dive interviews as well. Agile business intelligence, creating product visions, coaching your product owner courses, you name it. You'll get invites to monthly live Q&As with Agile pioneers and practitioners, plus a private Slack community, which is free of all of that AI slop you see everywhere, and of course, without the flame wars. It's a community of practitioners that want to learn and thrive together. It's the best place to connect with community and learn together. So if this podcast has helped you before, imagine what you will get from this podcast membership. So head on over to scrummastertoolbox.org/membership and join the community that's shaping the future of Agile. And we have so much for you. So check out all the details at scrummastertoolbox.org/membership, because listening is great, it's important, but doing it together, that's next level. I'll see you in the community Slack. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.